Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Durvil May God Bold. Today we're going to talk about chapter 8 of electronics device textbook, field effect transistor. In field effect transistor, we're going to talk about two big concepts. Defect for junction field effect transistor, MOSFET for metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. And then in Defect we got two types of transistor, the N channel and the P channel. For MOSFET also we got two types of transistor, E MOSFET and D MOSFET. E for enhancement and D for depletion. So in the first part we're going to be focused on defect transistor, which means junction field effect transistor. Let's go back to the book, what the book said. You see, the defect junction transistor is a type of FET that operate with a reverse bias PN junction to control current in the channel. Depending on their structure, defects fall into either or two categories, N or P channel. Okay guys, we're going to talk now about the basic structure of defect transistor, the N channel and the P channel. You can see this is the basic structure. For the N channel, you can see the difference between the two. The N channel, the arrow is pointing in, and for P channel, the arrow is pointing out. And we got two terminals in defect transistor, like in BJT transistor, if you remember, in electronics 1 or electronics 2 chapter 6 and chapter 7 was talking about BJT transistor with by B junction transistors. So we got here also in Defect we got three terminals. We have gate, drain and source. G for gate and D for drain and S for source, same thing. So you can see this is the basic structure of the defect transistor. So guys, you must know this thing, or otherwise we can't move on. So now we're done with the basic structure of defect. We're going to move now to the basics operation of the defect transistor. Because what they say that defect transistor operate reverse bias. Let's read again. They say defect is a type of FET that operate with a reverse bias PN junction to control the current in the channel. So guys, you can see, please, you must remember about this. Defect in the FET transistor we operate reverse bias. Please. So basics you must know. This is the basic thing that you must know for defect transistor. So now we talk about basics operation. Like I was saying, for basics operation for N channel, because we talk about the reverse bias. When you have N channel, to bias the N channel defect, we must have a negative source voltage on the gate terminal and positive voltage on the drain side. For P channel, must have positive on the gate side and negative on the drain side. Please remember about this. That's why I make a short sentence here for the two. I said negative for the N channel, we have negative at the gate and positive at the drain. For P channels, positive at the gate and negative at the drain. So please remember about this, guys. It's a basic thing about defect. Let's move down now. We're going to see what's going on. Now I just pick one transistor, one channel here, and I redraw everything down here. Just pick the N channel to explain. The sentence said that VDD provide the drain to source voltage. Drain to source voltage is VDS, the voltage that we measure across the drain and the source, it's VDS. And supply current from drain to source. So that current, it's a ID current. That's why I represent ID here. So the VDD supply the VDS. So when we have VDD, we have VDS, and we have the current that flow from the source, from drain to the source, which is ID. It's a VGG set the reverse bias between the gate and the source. So the reverse bias is this one. So if here we have negative, we connect a negative voltage here, which means we're going to have a positive voltage this side. Automatically we know that this one is the N channel, even without regarding the arrow. If I know that I have a negative voltage here, even there's no arrow this side, meaning that there's a negative voltage here and positive this side, I know already this one, it's a N channel. So make sure when you have VDD, remember here what you need to remember. When you have VDD, we have current that is ID that's flowing from the drain to the source, and we have VGG set the reverse bias voltage between the gate and the source, which is VGS. And now move again, we still here on the basic structure, so the basics operation of this thing of defect. So let's read the sentence. They say, well, the defect is always operate with the gate source PN junction reverse bias. We still remember about this. And then they say the reverse bias of the gate source junction with the negative gate voltage produce a depletion region. So you guys, I think you still remember about the depletion region in electronics 1, but I'm going to show you again in this video. This is a depletion region. For those who forgot about the depletion region, the depletion region is when we have this thing, the P and the N type semiconductor region comes together. When they come together, because on the N channel we got the majority, we got electron as majority element, and on the P channel we got all like as a majority element. So when these two P, the N type and the N type semiconductor region and the P type region comes together, these two formed what we call depletion region, where we got now positive ion from removed electron and negative ion from fill it all. So that's why here the summarize of this depletion region. You can use it as the definition. So say the depletion region is the combining of electrons and all deplete the whole in the P region and the electron in the N region near the junction. So you can press pause and still remember about these things. Electronics 1 when it's talking about diode. So let's come back here this side. They say, I was reading the second sentence. They say reverse bias of gate to source junction with the negative gate voltage produce a depletion along the PN junction, with extend into the N channel and thus increase its resistance by restricting the channel width. And then they say the channel width is thus the channel resistor can be controlled by the varying of gate voltage and controlling also the amount of drain current. So guys, in summarize what I'm explaining here, the transistor conduct when the amount of, let's say we have a varying voltage of VGG and we have a voltage on the other side of VDD. So for the transistor to conduct, the amount of VGS must be proportional to the amount of the drain of the drain current. It's a sketch. It's also here in your textbook, this side. And then let's move down. And what you must know, when the amount of VGS, would say VDD also, because VGS is connected, when the amount of VGS increase, the amount of ID with the drain current reduce. So you must know that. And when the amount of VGS decrease, the amount of ID drain current increase. So guys, you can see this is the first part of Defect transistor. First part, we talk about structure, because you must understand this part properly for you to move on, or otherwise if you don't understand that the Defect FET operate reverse bias. On Defect transistor we got two type of transistor, N channel and P channel. For N channel, negative at the gate and positive at the drain. If you don't understand this concept, guys, it's not important like we move on, because this is the basic thing will help you to understand the rest. So that's why that's why in this video I'm just explaining this part so you guys to understand, because it's a basic thing. For those who have question, can ask me question on comment. I will respond to you. I will respond in another video. And yeah, that's all. You can press pause and then still recording, and then you can repeat the video. This is the basics. That's why this is a basic thing, guys. That's why you must understand this part before you move on. So I'm going to solve all questions about chapter 8, basics questions, basics problems, everything there at the end of the chapter. I'm going to solve all of them and post them also, and all section questions I'm going to respond to, explain them also, and even the example those examples in the textbook, I'm going to repeat them and explain again. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please guys, don't forget to subscribe and like the video, because more good things are coming. If you guys want to understand some subject like physics, electronics, digit and math, a lot of things, so you can subscribe and press to the notification button, so that each and every time when I post a new video, you're going to receive a notification message so that you can watch my video. Thank you guys, thank you, and have a good day. Bye.